Hello guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Um, this is gonna be my first video, so I'm not sure how it's gonna come up. But I hope that this helps you out in the future, or maybe in one of the projects that you're doing. Um, uh, in this video, we're gonna be doing a little tutorial of how to upload pictures with Cloudinary on React. So the first thing that we're gonna be doing is actually open um, Visual Studio or whatever um, coding program that you are comfortable with. Um, I have a folder. You can actually put your files wherever you feel comfortable. I'm gonna open a new terminal. Okay, we're gonna start creating a React app project in here. So we're gonna start doing npx in your terminal. Npx create React app, and you can call it whatever you want. In this case, I'm just gonna call it um, no capital letters. Just remember, we don't need capital letters on here. Cloudinary, and we're gonna wait a little bit to load up. Okay, once it's installed and you see that little happy hacking logo, we're gonna do two more installs in here. We're gonna install Bootstrap, install dash save Bootstrap. We're gonna wait until it loads, and after that one, we're gonna be installing React. No, I can just yep, React, React. I'm sorry. React, React. I think it is React Shop, React, done. And then once everything's installed, we have to make sure that in the index.js file, we're adding or importing our Bootstrap CSS. So that's one of the things that I'm gonna be doing. And if you go to the React Shop website, you can scroll down a little bit and you can see that you have the install for Bootstrap, and you have also the install for React Shop in here, and the import that you have to do for the CSS. Make sure you add it to the index.js. So it's src index.js. Okay, after that, let's just make sure that everything is running. So I'm gonna close this terminal. I like to do right click on the package JSON and open an integrated terminal and do an npm store just to make sure that our app is running. And it should take a couple seconds. Once we see, yep, it is running. Once you see the logo, it means that it's running. So we're gonna go back to our Visual Studio. We're gonna go to the app.js and we're gonna clean it up a little bit. We don't need that much of stuff, so let's take everything that is between the divs in that class because we kind of don't need it. In here we're gonna leave the app.css and we're gonna take out the import. You can also take the delete the app test file. You can also delete the logo svg file. and the setup test file. Now it's a little bit cleaner. Next, we're gonna actually be creating a file in here. I like to a folder. I'm sorry. I like to keep my stuff clean. So in this one, we're gonna be doing a components folder, and inside that components folder, we're gonna create a file, and we're gonna call it uploading.tsx. I also have a extension installed in my computer. You can see it, so if you guys want to add it to your computer, you can do that. The extension is called Simple React Snippets, and that helps you a lot on building your files real quick. So like a example is like if I put emr s imports React and adds the use state into my import, and if I do sfc, it creates my function, and I can real quick tap whatever I need to add whatever I need to add in there. We don't need the props, but I like to add them just in case. And we're gonna put an empty div with something inside just to make sure that we are rendering the file correctly or mounting it. Hello from uploading file. We're gonna save it. We're gonna go back to the app.js, and we're gonna mount the file here. We're gonna save it, and we're gonna go back to your browser, and you can see it says hello from React from uploading file. Okay, let's go back to your app. In here, we're gonna go to the uploading .js file. Now let's delete all the information all the stuff that we have in here, and we're gonna start coding in this file. The first thing that we're gonna do is actually we wanna actually get like a button from React, so that way we can be uploading pictures. So we're gonna go to the components. We're gonna scroll down to the form, and we're gonna get something like this. So if you wanna do it from here, you can just copy paste it, but in my case I'm just gonna type it in there, make it a little bit nicer. So I'm gonna create a h1 tag. Instead of creating an h1 tag, I'm just gonna create a container first. Container. I'm gonna import that container from React. Import. I'm gonna open curly brackets, container with capital C, container from React. And then I'm gonna create a h1 tag inside upload your file. Okay, after the h1 tag, we're gonna be adding a form group in here. And inside we're gonna create a input tag. Input type of file. Name is gonna be file, and let's not forget the equal sign. Then placeholder is gonna be upload image here, and we're gonna close it for now in here. Okay, it's pretty much straightforward in here. Let's not forget about the input tag to be exported from React wrap, and that should fix the error in the bottom. So if we go back to the React app, we are gonna be able to see that upload file button. Once we press it, we can upload images in here. But if we select the image, it's not gonna do nothing. Nothing's gonna happen yet. So now that we have this button, we're gonna move, or we're gonna go to the Cloudinary website. We can Google it, Cloudinary, and we're gonna get into the first one. This is totally free. They have a free version, so you can upload a couple gigs of images. So all you have to do is just sign up for free, or if you already have an account, log into it. So we're gonna in your case, you guys are gonna be signing up. You need a username, email, password, country, company site. It says optional, so you don't need that. Primary interest is just you can put any of these ones. Maybe program or media for image and video API. That's what we're gonna be doing. I'll fill up the captcha, now select the I'm not a robot button, and if you wanna change the cloud name, you can do it, and then create a account. In my case, I'm just gonna log in. Okay. Once you are logged in, you're gonna see a screen like this one. You won't see all these images. Probably it's gonna be empty, or maybe some random images in there. So this is what you're gonna see. In this case, I have 167 images. That's 0.69 credits. And if you guys look up here, I have 25 credits available on the free plan. So you can actually upload a lot of images, maybe a lot of files, a lot of videos, but just make sure that the old pictures that are in there are deleted after a little bit, or once you guys are not using it, so that way those 25 credits doesn't get filled up real quick. Okay, the first thing that you guys are going to be doing is going to the media library folder or tab, and you guys are going to create a folder. It just adds a folder. You can call it whatever you want, and in my case I already created a folder that is called images, and this is what you guys are going to be looking up once you get into that image folder. Then once you have that image folder created, you can see that you have the little button on top that it says add a folder. You want to do it on the root of your Cloudinary folder structure. Once it's created, you can go to the settings button up here. Once you go to the settings, you're gonna move to the upload tab. In the upload tab, we're gonna scroll down till you see this area right here. I have two folders, or two pre-assigned assets. So probably you guys are gonna have one or maybe none of them. So you have to pay attention to this part, because this is what's gonna help you upload these pictures to Cloudinary. So you're gonna press the add upload presets. Once you press it, it's gonna ask you for upload preset name, so you can put whatever name you want in here. It doesn't matter, use something that you can recognize. The sign-in mode, you're gonna put it as unassign. And the folder number, the folder name is the folder name of the folder that you create in the last step. So in my case, the folder name was images, and if we go back down there, you can see that's the folder that I named it. So you have to pay attention to that part. You have to make sure that that folder name is the exact same name folder. So once you put the folder images in there, everything else can stay like that. Override, upload, access mode public. This one has to stay as a public. Delivery tab, upload, backup, everything else you can leave it like that. Then you press the save button and you should see something like this. So unique file name, true, delivery type, upload, access mode, public, and the folder name, images. And this one has to be unassigned. Make sure that that one is unassigned. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the main page, and you're gonna make sure that you copy this cloud name because you're gonna need it in a couple minutes. So we're gonna copy it. The rest of the stuff you don't actually need it. The API secret, API key, none of that stuff is needed. Just make sure that you copy that cloud name. Then we're gonna go back to Visual Studio and we're gonna start writing our fetch. But before, we're gonna need a couple use states. The first one is gonna be image, set image equals use state, and inside we're gonna put an empty string. And the last one is gonna be const square brackets loading, square brackets loading, comma set loading. And loading, and we're gonna set up this one as a false. Set loading, and we're gonna set this one, like I say, as false. And I'm gonna explain a little bit about that one, but this is where we're gonna be saving the image in the use state, the image URL. So if we scroll down, we're gonna start typing our fetch, and for this fetch we're gonna be using asynchronous function. So we're gonna call it upload image, and we're gonna start our asynchronous function here. We're gonna create two variables. The first one is gonna hold the file, the target from the input. So that target that file. The second one is gonna hold the data, the data that we're gonna be typing in a moment. From data, and this is the data that we're gonna be typing. It's a little it's a way to make it smaller instead of having to put new form data and stuff like that. So data append, we're gonna open curly brackets, the files square bracket 0, we're missing a comma here. Those are the file. It's the file that we're gonna be uploading. That append. Again, one more time. This is where we're gonna be calling the folder that I was talking about a couple minutes in the Cloudinary website. So we're gonna do upload. Press it. That's where it's gonna be uploaded, and like we say, our folder is gonna be images. If you remember, that's the name that I put to my folder in Cloudinary. Media file, that's the folder that I created in Cloudinary. So upload presets. Then we're gonna set loading to be true, and we're gonna see in a moment why are we doing that. Cons, this is where we're gonna hold or fetch. Wait, fetch, and this is gonna be the API. I don't think it's on the website. No, it's not in the website, but this is gonna be the API URL that you're gonna be typing. HTTPS /API.cloudinary. I'm gonna put it also in the description so that way you guys can just copy paste it without having to type the whole thing. And this is where we're gonna be putting or pasting the cloud name, M. Lopez in my case. So we're gonna put it right here, paste, slash image slash plot. Okay. After that, we're gonna open square brackets. The method of this is gonna be a post. I believe you guys have the idea of how this works. Body is gonna be the data that we write on top. Okay. And then after that, we're gonna do another variable in the bottom for file equals await res.json. That's where we're gonna wait for that response, and we're gonna JSONify that response. And just to make sure that we are doing everything correctly, we're gonna console log, no res, but file dot secure file with capital F, secure that URL. Or you guys just do file so that way you guys can take a look in there. Files. Oh, there it is. Files. And let's do it one right here. Files. And save it. So in the input, don't forget about this part. In the input, we're gonna do a on change, so that way we can call that function every time we do we upload an image. Upload image, and we're gonna go back to React, or console is open. We're gonna choose a random picture, and we get an error. It's not a function. Set loading is not a function. Let's go take a look in there. Set loading is not a function. Okay, for now, loading. It is right. Let's comment it out for now. Let's go back to our browser. Let's refresh. We're gonna choose a file again. We should be able to see the response for Cloudinary, and if we open it a little bit more, we see that we have access mode is public, access ID, and if we scroll down, the height of the picture, the format of the picture, the public ID, then we have a secure URL. And if we copy this secure URL, we copy that and we put it in our browser, we can see that we have the Cloudinary image. Or you can use a URL. It's up to you which one you want to use. So let's go back to our file. We're gonna do file dot secure dot secure URL. We're gonna save it. We're gonna try it one more time. We should be able to see just that URL to the image. Got it? Okay, let's go back to our function so we can finish it up. And here we're gonna set the image so that way it's actually saved in one of our hooks, the image hook. We're gonna do file dot capital F file dot secure URL. We already console login file, and we're gonna set loading one more time to false. Hopefully this time it's gonna work correctly, and we're gonna uncomment this one up here. Let's see what happens. Upload. Let's upload this one. Yep, something is not correct. Let's take a look. Set loading to be true. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. I put a curly bracket instead of a square bracket. Okay, so if we save it and go back to the browser, we select a random picture. Let's do this one. We should be able to see that we have a the Cloudinary URL to the image. Alright, and we have one more step before we're done, and this is why I want to put that set loading. So we need to have a way to show the user that the image is uploaded. So we're gonna add a bracket right here, and we're gonna add a ternary in here. And in this ternary, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna open curly brackets. We're gonna say loading. So if loading is true, if loading is true, open parentheses, we're gonna put a straight tag. A straight tag. It didn't close for me. So loading, we're gonna type in there loading. A string. So if loading is true, show loading. Else, show the image. Is unseen image. We're gonna put some style in here. Width and 300 pixels, and we're gonna close the image tag. So if loading is true, we're gonna show the loading message. Else, we're gonna show the actual image. We're gonna save it. We're gonna go back to our browser. Oh, there it is, real quick. So let's make this small. We're gonna choose an image. Let's choose this one, and there you go. So every time you upload a picture, it shows the loading. Once it finishes loading, it's gonna show you the picture. And like you see it right here. You have the URL, and once you have the URL and you are saving in a hook, you're saving that image in a hook, instead of um, sending like like an example to your database, a actual I instead of uploading a picture to your backend, you can um, send the URL to your database, so that way you can get it from there. And I think that's it. Just let me know in the in the comments in the bottom if you have any other questions. I got this tutorial from another YouTuber. I don't remember who was it. It was a couple years ago. So I hope this help you, and that that this is a good option for you. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, so that way that encourage me to make more videos. I know this is my first video. I may have a couple uh, errors here and there, but you know, this is the first one, and that's how we start, and that's how we start making these videos and start getting confidence about it. But I hope you like it. I hope that you feel comfortable, and that you like this video. Um, Also, don't forget, um, just keep coding, keep pushing yourself. This is a hard part, but I know you guys can get it. See ya.